There was a letter, or rather, there was a letter that lived inside of a letter. No one ever knew the letter existed. It was folded in four, tucked inside a drawer that was barely opened. Just an old yellowing piece of paper, no envelope, no date. But inside it lived an entire life, unspoken. The woman who wrote it was named Helena. She was the kind of woman who held everything together. The house, the emotions, the timing. She was always the bridge, never the destination. She woke before everyone and slept after everyone. Cared for her sick mother, two little children, and a husband who had forgotten how to look at her. And still, people asked, "Can you just do one more thing for me?" And she would smile and do it. But inside, she was falling apart. Everything changed on a Thursday morning. Helena was driving back from errands. At a red light, completely exhausted, she had a sudden thought. What if I didn't go back? What if she just kept driving and disappeared? That same afternoon, she got the news. Her best friend, Clara, the only person who really listened to her, had suffered a fatal stroke. She was only 43, two young kids, and lived just 2 blocks away. How could this happen? Helena thought. They had lunch last week. She was fine. Helena was shocked. Clara was just like her, strong on the outside, barely breathing on the inside. She used to say, "One day I'll stop. One day I'll take care of myself." But that day never came, and so she died, just like that, without saying goodbye. That night, once the house had fallen asleep, Helena found an old notebook, tore out a page, and began to write. Not a letter to Clara, but to herself, to everything she had never dared to say. "I'm tired. I'm scared. Sometimes I want to vanish. But I'm alive, and I don't want to just survive anymore." She cried while writing, not because of the words, but because of the silence they had lived in. She folded the letter slowly, didn't sign it, put it away like a sacred thing, and the next day she began to change. She started saying no, not with anger, with peace. She left the dishes in the sink, canceled things she didn't want to do. She sat on a park bench where she used to take her kids, alone, and listened, not to the world, to herself. No one understood, but for the first time, she didn't need them to. She just needed to feel alive again. The letter was never sent, but it fulfilled its purpose. It saved the one who wrote it, because sometimes what saves a woman is not a scream, it's a single page. It's the moment she stops shrinking to fit and starts expanding into herself. And now I speak to you. You who may be writing invisible letters, who whispers questions in the dark, who carries silent pain behind quiet smiles. You don't need to break down to deserve a pause. You don't need to be understood to begin healing. You don't need to ask permission to take up space. Your story matters, even if no one knows it yet. And if someday no one hears what you're going through, write. And if you can't write, feel. And if you can't feel, breathe. You're still here, and that alone is everything. Helena went on to live many more years. She didn't speak of the letter, but something about it seemed to linger in her eyes. She was still the woman who held things together, but now there was a new strength in her smile. A quiet revolution had bloomed in her heart. The revolution of a woman who found her voice, not in words, but In the silence, she finally allowed herself to speak. Sometimes our quietest moments are our loudest battles. And sometimes the most courageous thing we can do is simply exist, unapologetically ourselves. Yet, when I think of true strength in women, I don't think of grand political movements or laws passed. I think of quiet revolutions of the countless women who, like Helena, have found their voices in the silence, who have battled their personal struggles and emerged stronger, who continue to fight for their own happiness and self-respect in the face of societal pressures and expectations. You see, gender equality isn't just about equal pay or equal opportunities. It's about the freedom to choose our own path, to define our own success, and to live authentically, unapologetically ourselves. It is about the courage to rewrite our stories and the strength to confront the challenges that come our way. In Helena's case, it was the letter that set her free. For some of you, it might be a dream you're chasing, a risk you're taking, or a voice you're finding. For others, it might be a battle within, a challenge you're overcoming every day. Whatever it is, know that you are not alone. We are all in this together. So today, I want you to find strength in the quietest corners of your being. Let the strength within you fuel your dreams, guide your decisions, and empower your existence. Let it be the compass that leads you to your own personal victories, big or small. Remember, the quietest moments are often the loudest battles. And you, my friend, are a warrior. You were born to write your own story, and your story matters. Even if no one else sees it, even if no one else believes in it, keep writing, keep going, keep going. And if this story touched your heart, just subscribe to my Vessel of Light channel. Here, you never have to apologize for existing. Here, we celebrate the quiet revolutions happening within each and every one of us. Thank you for listening. May your day be filled with light and laughter, and may you never, ever apologize for being yourself.